I like it really short on the sides. Don't touch the back at all. I like the back to be long and fluffy, kind of like poofed out. But
like a party.
You know, well, you know what they say: business in the front, party in the back, and then I will part it over here on the side.
Got it.
Thank you. You got a big game this week. You got to be ready. I like the bottom of my curls to hang out under my helmet. Yeah, don't cut too much off in the back. You know, I like it. Just kind of flatten it down a little bit.
You like the flow?
That's good. So, what are you doing Friday night, say around 11:30 or so, after the game?
I don't know. I don't think I have plans.
No?
What do you got in mind?
Here we go again. Oh, man. If I had just known you 20 years younger.
Oh, boy.
If I had just known you 20 years ago. Actually, is it 30 years ago? Sheesh, Lester.
I was thinking it's 20 years for me.
Oh, my God. Hey.
So...
Well, yeah, go ahead and laugh now if you want. Real funny, ha ha, Lester. But guess what? There was a time when you would not have been laughing at this over here. No. Everything from the BK sneakers to the comb in the back pocket, Letterman jacket, and that there Indian you see standing behind me. It was the 80s, y'all. It was the 80s. And this here, seriously, this here was a big part of Cleveland football. Folks, Lester here. Let me go ahead and kind of get out of some of this stuff. Y'all seen some videos lately where you've been asking about that big Indian back there. And a couple of people have been saying, what's the deal with that thing? They didn't know what it was. It looked like a Bigfoot wearing a diaper. Well, let me go ahead and show you that it's no Bigfoot wearing a diaper. This is actually the Cleveland Indian mascot from my day. That's right. I'm going to put in some old photographs here. Sorry they're in black and white. I'm pretty sure color was around back in the 80s. But, so your boy here, Lester, I haven't always been the hobby farmer and the school teacher that you know of today. There was a time when I was actually a high school athlete. Yeah, leather jacket, comb in the back pocket, BK sneakers, Guess jeans, and yeah, and you guessed it, the old mullet, the business up front and party in the back, if you will. And that there Indian was our mascot. And he stood on the sidelines at all of our football games, all of our basketball games, track meets, band performances, and any event that we had around the school. This guy over here was always present. He was gifted to me and to us after mascots like this became a thing of the past, and Cleveland went to those new mascots, you know, the ones that dress up in the little costume. And so, yeah, Cleveland ended up going to a real, quote-unquote, Indian cheerleader who wore an Indian costume, and they no longer needed this guy over here. My dad, being a school teacher, And me being a former athlete, pretty good athlete if I could say so myself, they let us have them. And so what we did was we brought them home. At the time, I was living right here in this little small house, and which has now become my dad's workshop. And I wanted to put him here in the front yard. So I dug a hole just deep enough to bury the frame, the base, and all the wheels that he would roll on. I filled it with concrete, and he has stood here ever since. Now at the time, this big pine tree wasn't near as big, a little small pine sapling. And my dad, what he wanted to do was paint his brand. You know, just like I have a brand, my Rocking M, my dad's brand has always been the Lazy Six. And here's some of our stuff on some of my dad's brands on there now. So he needs a paint job. We have not painted him and touched him up in years. And so it's true, so over time, just like everything else, the wrinkles, you know, the paint begins to fade, and the mold begins to grow. And he stood here for years, and he's always watched folks as they come up our driveway and as they pass up along this hill. My mom and dad have always said, yeah, we're the house back up behind the Indian. We're the house up behind the Indian. And so he's been kind of a landmark and been around for a very long time. And so here we are today, many, many years later, where Lester no longer wears the mullet, no, and the Letterman jacket, I can barely get it to button up around me. And everyone knows the BKs were not a style years ago. Along with, there's absolutely no need for the comb in the back pocket either. But the old Indian still stands, and it's just kind of been around us for a long time. It's been a part of me for many, many years. And for anyone that's come through Cleveland High School back during my era will recognize that thing. So, all right, so you wanted to know what it was. It is not a Bigfoot wearing a diaper. Nope, that's just our Cleveland Indian mascot. So let's have a look around. So he used to hold a tomahawk, which is an Indian hatchet, in that hand right there. That's long been gone. But yes, he has stood here many a year. My dad's tried to paint him a couple of times. We've never really actually got a good match on the color that he was when he used to represent Cleveland. But it's still neat to have. It's a piece of, I guess, say, my history. Yeah, so that little Indian's been around for a long time, and hopefully he'll stand here for many more years. It goes all the way back to when schools had mascots, when schools were allowed to have Indian mascots. And that's a topic for another video.